How does that sound to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, honestly, just to be back into that second team, back all Big Ten, and I mean, all the great players. I mean, when you add the 4 new teams and just the competition. I'm sorry, I just got them working out. Just the competition, I mean, it's just an honor, definitely, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for the opportunity.
When you think of being a second teamer a couple years ago versus a second teamer this year, what's maybe the difference in your game and what you've been able to do in just that short period of time?
Yeah, I think the first year, no one really knew me. So it's like they wasn't expecting me to be any much of a scorer. So I was able to catch people by surprise. But I feel like this year there was no surprise. I mean, I'm getting the best defenders, the best perimeter defenders, and just people are really keen on me. So to be able to do that at that level with that kind of notoriety, I think that's what makes this year so much special.
When you guys went back and watched the end of Michigan, what stood out to you?
Just being poised. I think at the press, and then we kind of started doing our own thing, was when we get like good shot selection and just key turnovers in those last 5 minutes. I think that really hurt us. And at the end of the day, they had more rebounds and they wanted more to us in those moments. And you hate to say that, but that was the reality of that game. And I think we're going to learn from it. I mean, we're definitely going to learn from it. I think that's going to push us into postseason play.
What's it been bouncing back? What's it been like for you guys in practice or around each other to learn from that and put it behind you?
Yeah, so this will be our first practice. So yesterday we had off. I think just having off and just having that mental time, which we're going to go into a big stretch. Hopefully we play a lot of games this week, and just that opportunity to kind of clear our heads, regain our focus, and be ready for this long week is going to be important for us.
How did things not get settled this year, Jen? Like, you know, you've got 3 or 4 seniors that have heard Coach Green say the exact same things for 3 years, and how did you guys just not go, God, we're doing this drill again, like in the middle of January?
Yeah, I mean, we fell in love with the basics and just the fundamentals of basketball is what lose you games, what wins you games, and we saw that come into play this year. So we're a believer in her philosophy and her leadership, and if she wants us to do the most basic kindergarten passing drills, we're going to do it, and we're going to know that she's doing it for a purpose because we have that much trust in her. And also the coaching staff, and they've been here a lot longer. They've been coaching almost as long as we've been alive, so it's like we can trust that process and what they do for us.
Coach said that last year, before the WBT, when you had a break, a lot of scrimmages, just kind of getting the competitive spirits out. What was that time like, and how did that, I know it's a year ago, but how did that like fuel you guys or even just grow you guys as a team?
Man, it was fun because a lot of times we play against our practice guys, so we're not really playing against each other really at all during the season, but they have that competitive nature. I think we go harder against each other than we do the boys, so they have that competitive nature and have fun with it. I think that really kind of brought that joy and fun because it's not like competing against your teammates and your sisters, so I think that brought that competitive edge back to us, and I think that pushed us into postseason play.
Whether it's Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament, one and done scenarios, you know, what is that kind of like as a senior group and the mindset you have to have going into that, knowing that that's the situation, the stakes?
Yeah, there's no more guaranteed games. I mean, you lose, you go home and you're done. And I think before your senior year, you kind of think, okay, I got next year, but there is no next year. So I think just playing with that level of intensity and just determination that I don't want my season to end early. So I'm going to try to play as hard as I can, give it all I got. Like Coach Green said, we could take a break after the season. At this point, it's like give it your all so you have no regrets.
I don't know how much more there was left to learn about Barry, but to see what she did in LA against those 2 teams in particular, like what would that tell you about her?
Yeah, Barry's gonna have a great career. I mean, she came in the summer. We knew that she was gonna be special, and she's living up. She's exceeding those expectations, honestly. And I'm just so proud of her. I think just her growth, just being able to play the 4 and play the 3, so playing a guard and a forward as a freshman, learning multiple positions. That's hard, just from a mental level. But she just takes critique very well. She just takes coaching very well, and those are very good characteristics of a great player.
When you guys huddle, like in the middle of it, does it feel like you're talking to a freshman anymore? Or like, did that kind of, I guess, fail sometime in December?
Even if I want to, I tell her that you're not a freshman anymore. So sometimes it's like I do see sometimes where the freshman mistakes kind of come in, but the way that we talk to her is like, you got to play like an upperclassman because we need you, and we need you as a freshman. And yeah, that's pressure, but it's good pressure because she can handle it, and she's proven that she can.
If you could, for you personally, like when you think about a one and done tournament, like what's the one thing that's most important for you in a setting like that?
Yeah, I say the little things like boxing out. I think rebounds are so critical, getting good shots, good shot attempts, and taking care of the ball. I think those are the three things that kind of got us these past couple games and losses. But I think we can focus on the little things and just realize records don't matter. You're on a neutral site, so home court advantage doesn't matter. It's just genuinely them and you. And I think that's also being in Indy. I hope we have a good crowd that comes up for us too, so we can get a little bit of home court advantage. But I think just playing our hearts out and recognizing that you just got to be better than that team in that day for 40 minutes. It doesn't matter any other time after that. So I think that's kind of mentality we have.